right, chat. Silkith Mind here. Do you know what's better than one Fire Emblem? 2 Fire Emblems! kirbymastah is here with Fire Emblem 11 Shadow Dragon Warp. Let's go.
Hello, we're back. Another Fire Emblem game. So, quick intro. This is, if you missed the last run, I'm Kirby.
I'm sgrunt.
And I'm Alec K47.
And we have our lovely host, Stel. This is the first Fire Emblem on the DS, and it is Fire Emblem 11 Shadow Dragon, the 11th entry, and it is a remake of the first Fire Emblem game starring Marth, or a remake of Fire Emblem 3 Mystery of Emblem Book 1, which is a Super Nintendo remake of Fire Emblem 1. Whichever way you want to look at it, they're all about Marth. You know, that same Marth who's in Smash. So, are we ready to start? Oh, good. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
So this is the normal mode speedrun. This adds a couple kind of tutorial maps that are not there in the original version, but it's a nice little thing that gives Marth a little bit extra experience. It's also worth mentioning that this entire run is RNG manipulated, so kirbymastah is going to be doing certain things to keep on the same RNG seed. It's going to get a little involved in some places to the point that he will be counting blinks on the screen from NPC portraits. He's also going to be moving particular places in particular ways. The time sensitivity isn't the most important thing, except in menus where you see a player, or like a portrait that blinks. But here he's just kind of advancing through these first few maps as quickly as possible. Marth is doing all the combat because...
He's the protagonist.
Yeah. He is one of only a couple characters that can damage the final boss, and so you need a carry that can...
Good. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he wanted those archers to be in those... or those two enemies, one of them's archer, to be in those specific positions, because if they weren't, then he would know he was not on the correct RNG seed and had lost the manip. Early on is actually one of the easier places to lose the manip, along with the crafting screens.
Yeah, so one of the things that we all want to watch out for is like that cutscene. I need to make sure I don't accidentally do a frame perfect skip on that, otherwise I lose the manip. Okay. We also got Jaken. You know.
You may have heard of him from an earlier run.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, we're on the right seat there. I still need to make sure I don't drop it because there's 2 more spots where that matters.
Bye, Gordon.
Bye, Gordon. That was worth 5 points. Okay.
Yeah, Jagen is the archetypal non-growth unit. He starts off pretty decent and is has absolutely lackluster growth, so a lot of people don't like to use him as a result. But he's quite effective in this game. The general growths are pretty low in the original version, and that is reflected in this remake. Additionally, you can...
Got it. Okay.
Good. Additionally, you can reclass him to a wyvern, which we're not going to bother doing here because this is the Marth show.
Okay, we're past the prologue. Now we're on to the main game. We've got to maintain the minute the entire run. Let's go. Visiting a village here? Because we want money. Money important for forging later on.
Yeah, forging is another addition to this game that wasn't previously present. And it's very useful because you can take weapons that are very good and make them better. Additionally, weapon rank is quite valuable in this game, and Marth is going to be leveling his sword up. And that is going to also boost his hit and damage.
9 speed, that's correct. We should be at 10 speed now. Good, okay. All right, so like we don't really have any ways to boost Marth's move speed besides like just move him as far as possible. So the next few maps are pretty much just Marth walking simulator.
Yeah.
And the run will pick up very quickly. So if we have anything to say, Sal, feel free to throw it in.
Indeed, we have $50 tsunami from an anonymous donor with no comment, but that did go towards sparing Banana the cat, where we are now at $120 out of the $500 needed to spare the cat. Keep going, chat. Let's spare the cat.
Please love and cherish your cats.
Okay. I'm playing this very slowly just to make sure I do not lose them in it. Okay, should be good there. Okay. All right. So we just got a new unit here. Her name is Lena. She's kind of useful. She's kind of comes with this nice little staff called the Warp Staff.
And the skill to use it.
Yeah, and the staff rank to use it, because it requires C rank saves in this game, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not using it yet, because this is still a Marth walking simulator, but we do need to make sure Lena, doesn't die.
Yeah. I find it hard to believe that you're not going to be using this at all, so I'm going to start keeping track of how many times we use this during the
I will also be donating an extra $1 every time I use Warp, depending on the Warp counter, by the end of the run. And, if you want to play a little bit of a game with me, chat, feel free to join in as well. Okay. And attack from the right, and then wait. And then we wait and kill the boss.
Yeah, and as you may have already noticed, as opposed to what it was in the Echoes Shadows of Valentia run, the enemy turn skip is so powerful it even skips your level ups.
Exactly. Are you ready? Here it is. The Warp Staff. Yeets.
1.
All right, so I know I'm on the correct seat if Marth gains a resistance level up. If you look at the top screen, we're good. Okay. Still maintaining the same manip. All right, so we are about to forge. And this is where it can get complicated, and I can't explain it because I need to really focus. So feel free to take it away while I count.
So once again, the number of
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9,
He's just
10,
counting,
11, 12,
and then also
13,
counting the
14,
blinks.
15, 16, 17, blink, 19, 20, 21, blink. Okay, we should be good. All right, feel free to take it away on what I was doing there.
Yeah, so what he was doing is forging the rapier, which is Marth's personal special weapon, and that has increased might effective damage, in other words, against armored and cavalry units. It is also just a powerful sword in general, so it's going to be kind of a boss killer weapon, especially with that forge. And yeah, as you can see,
Kind of strong.
a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. But we aren't warping here because our warp uses are unfortunately limited, and this is the best map to mitigate, well, not use warp. But that changes here. All right. And yeets, number 2.
This is a long map otherwise.
Magic res, that's correct. We've maintained this same correct RNG seed. And map done. All right, that's time. We just finished.
Yeah.
We just got the Fire Emblem.
Wait, I think there's a bit more to the game than just that.
Nah, we can call it time and just go on to the next run. All right, that is a joke, to be clear.
Don't worry, the rest of the run just proceeds at warp speed from here on out.
Literally.
All right, warp?
That's
Yeet.
3.
Goodbye. Whee!
Yeah, so we're wondering, like, is every map like this? Pretty much. There are a couple of objectives in a couple other maps that we're mostly going to be ignoring because you actually can ignore them, so it's faster to do so. I'll bring the most relevant one up when it comes up in a couple minutes. But yeah, this is the first game, and so the prince must seize the throne.
Oh, there's a giant lake across the throne. I wonder how we're gonna cross that. Oh, yeah. Yeets.
5.
Bye-bye.
Hello to your first Manakate. Goodbye to your first Manakate.
See ya. All right. There's a playable character named Minerva. She's kind of important for plot reasons, but we're just gonna ignore her and steal her weapon and just throw it away. That's correct. All right. Yeets. We're about to use our 7th warp use, and sadly, each warp staff only has 7 uses, so the map coming up is the last time we'll see this warp staff. Very sadly. Also, we just killed Minerva. See ya.
Rip.
Rip. All right.
7.
Well, what are we gonna do without our warp saves?
I guess we'll just have to find another one.
Well, hopefully. I don't know if the game's gonna give me any more. I guess we'll have to see. Oh, this is... Wow, that's a pretty big map. All right, let's make sure you don't die. Oh, hey there. There's a nice little thief we're gonna murder here. Oh, nice warp staff. Oh, we just warped a warp staff to Convoy. Nice warp stuff if you got there, Lena. All right, so yeah. So this is a more involved map here because I had to spend a lot of time looking for RNG seeds where Marth doesn't die because there's a Marth is allergic to magic, and they all have really high hit rate on him. So trying to find an RNG seed where Marth just doesn't blow up is kind of really hard to do. And I'm also going to have to wait for this boss to blink twice before I end the turn. Otherwise, Marth will just blow up and die. Okay, so skip that. Murder him. 1. Okay, that's 2 blinks. If I did that correctly, Marth will survive. Hooray! The power of blinking. The power of blinking. I really want to see chat with all those winking emojis, by the way.
Just remember, chat, blink and you'll miss it.
All right, so we just got a new unit named Boa. He gets less experience when warping, which is exactly what we want, because experience is bad in speedruns. Experience means level ups. Level ups are bad, they lose time. Yeets! And sadly, we have to kill this boss on player phase. And this is the first time we're going to see Marth gain a level up on player phase. Oh no, we just lost like 4 seconds.
Hey, that's a pretty good Marth.
Yeah, this Marth has kind of beefy stats.
I wonder why.
Oh, totally not rigged. All right.
Yeah, normally Marth is not that good in this game. He does have a level cap of 30, though, for what it's worth.
That is kind of cool.
Up 10.
10 warps. Ooh. See ya. And next map is, okay. What are we going to see more of? Oh, giant desert. Celica had to cross this one tile at a time. What are we going to do with Mars? Oh, see ya.
It's 11.
Oh, shit. I mean, I messed that up. Okay. I am going to have to load up a backup. So if we can, like, turn away from, take a quick break really quickly, we'll be back in, like, a minute and a half.
No worries. While we're doing that, I have another donation here. It is $20 from an anonymous donor who says, in honor of my faithful companion of 15 years who crossed the Rainbow Bridge last month, save the kitty. Thank you so much for that donation. And yes, let us get that Spare the Banana and Cat incentive. I know that we can do it, chat. Let's save the kitty. You know what? Donate, tell me about your pets. You don't have to have a cat. You could have a dog. You could have a iguana. I don't know. Tell me what pet you have. Sounds like we have everything sorted out. We're gonna go back to the run. Kirbymastah, take it away.
Back with more warp. I had to pick up a backup that had maintained the same RNG seed, which pulled us back 1 chapter, but I'll just have to take things a little slowly. It's a little bit more slowly than usual. Kind of just autopiloted and made a mistake, but you know, it happens when you speedrun, so that's life. It's okay, we get to see more warp, which is what everyone loves.
12.
And peace out.
And now we're back to the desert.
Now we're back to the desert. Let's skip it, okay. So what I was supposed to do earlier is actually attack the boss with Marth, because the boss cannot actually attack directly at 1 range. Peace out. And yeet. That was 11, I think? I lost track.
We're at 13.
13,
now,
okay. All right.
It would have been 11.
It would have been 11.
Well, you know, that's what happens when I make a mistake. I'll pay for it, literally. All right, another warp here.
Yeah.
Boa's going to get an amazing level up here. Thank you.
It is literally perfection.
It's actually ideal in a speedrun because stats on level ups are time loss. So it's very nice that happened. Okay, so this is a little bit of more of an involved map because unfortunately we are running out of warp uses, which makes us very sad.
Whatever shall we do about this?
So I think we have 2 warp pieces left. We're going to go ahead and have Mars just get ready to bonk the boss up here.
15.
And use these flunky units to get ready to snipe down the thief. All right. So what's better than 2 warp staves? 3 warp staves. Turns out this thief has another warp staff to us to use. Thank you very much. Got to replenish our uses of warp here. 18. Okay. Oh, this is like one of my favorite tracks in the game. Too bad you barely hear it because of warp. Warp number 16. And... Alright. Good thing we got a 3rd warp staff.
So here, you're supposed to get this thing called... it's an orb, and you need the magic starlight in order to defeat Garnif and get the falchion. Oops. We didn't get that.
Yeah. No one saw that, so... All right, so we need to make a bit of a detour here. So we're warping Marth to this village, which has a very important item called the Hamern Staff, because what's better than more warp uses? Being able to get more warp uses by replenishing uses of it. So we're going to have Marth visit here. But now we can't warp him to the throne. So when we warped Marth and canceled the animation quickly, there is a clone of Marth chilling right here, an invisible clone of Marth. So what I'm going to do is grab the warp staff here with Lena and warp this clone of Marth here.
Which
Yeet!
also
Whee!
the actual Marth.
And we are about to, we just killed a recruitable NPC unit. Don't mind it. And we also took a big fat gratitude in the face. Oh, this guy is the same Zeke from Shadows of Valencia, by the way. So he is actually alive, just in a different timeline. All right. I love warp stays, but also we're going to go ahead and fix this warp use because it's kind of running low. And then we'll grab this warp staff and yeet! Whee! And yeet! We just skipped a giant map, by the way.
You're supposed to go all the way around on either side and then go in there and kill that guy who is tough to kill, but instead, boink, right in front of him.
Just bonk him, yeah. Chapter 23, yeah, chapter 23. Okay, so I do need to, there is one cutscene I need to wait out on to maintain the RNG manipulation. So I need to be a little careful here. So after I drop the Master Seal, I need to wait, do not mash. Now I mash, okay. Because that does affect the RNG, that cutscene right there.
And that is where you were supposed to get Falchion, but we can't harm Garneth, so...
I love warp pieces. Here, have 6 more warp pieces. That is not correct. But, you know, we'll make it work. We'll make it work out. Okay. He's actually low on warp pieces there. Silver Sword, 40 attack. It's not enough, actually. Did I skip that cutscene too quickly? Might need to... Okay, you do kill, so... yeah, we're fine. So I did drop the minute, but we can just finish the run from here on out. Okay, 24x. The strat's going to be the same here. We're just going to warp Marth. Wheat.
So you're supposed to have the Falchion. This is where you, in fact, get a backup.
Bad Falchion, but it's okay. It still suffices.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much might, or I think its hit might be lower. Its stats are just lower overall than the true Falchion that you're supposed to get.
Okay, we are on the last map already. If you loved how many times we warped in that run.
Rawr.
How many are we at?
24.
Oh boy. All right, so I actually dropped the manipulation, sadly, and I'm just gonna have to figure this out. So this is Medius here. He's kind of scary, and there is another Manakete that's just blocking the way, which is really annoying. So we just got this Manakete named Nagi, and we're gonna go ahead and nuke this Manakete to get it out of the way. And what we want ideally here, so if I maintain a manipulation, I would warp Marth here, end turn. Marth would just go kill the boss with a 6% crit. We lost a minute, I can't do that, so we're gonna do the non-manipulated strat here. And we want Nagi to get hit here. So 73%, 73 hit rate. Get hit, please. That's not good. 9% crit. Let's see. We need to get a 9% crit. Or he needs to crit us with 3%. Wow, she really wants to dodge. Okay. We'll see what happens, because she might just kill him on enemy phase.
Yeah.
Because he dodged. Now? Hit. All right, so that is not how this ending normally goes, but you know, it works out. And time will be coming up in...
On the save here.
On the save. I thought she's going to level up. Very useful level up. And time. Oh. I hope you enjoyed the amount of warp we had here.
25.
25 warp uses. I will be making a $25 donation after this. Our struggle is finally over. So we are on a bit of a time limit, but I do want to give a shout out to my couch for commentating with me and going through all the practice with me. I do want to give a shout out to my host Cell as well. And also a lot of Fire Emblem speedrunner communities. We're not big, but we are very passionate about these Fire Emblem games, and we do have a Discord. There's just a lot of people who put together these routes. I did a lot, of course, but there's also what you see is a contribution of just many people, minor or major, regardless. And I'm glad to showcase this run. This run is a giant meme, and I hope you enjoyed this 20-minute speedrun because it's as silly as it sounds, and we all had fun with it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Kirbymastah, for those 2 incredible runs. So much fun. All right, we are going to take a quick break, but don't go away. We're going to be back with more silly speedruns in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to RPG Limit Break 2025 in support of the National Alliance for Mental Illness, coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. We have some love coming in for that Save Manananan incentive, including $25 from Uranium Anchor, matching Kirby's Warp contribution. Thank you so much for that donation. And yes, indeed, in case you missed it, kirbymastah, our last runner, used 25 warps in that second Fire Emblem run, and as a result is going to be donating $25 to Nami. If you'd like to do so as well, you're welcome to do that, just like Uranium Anchor did. We also have $10 from Geary with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation. And a little update on that spare Manananan and the Cat incentive. We are now at $180 out of the 500 needed. We're getting closer, but I don't believe this run is particularly long. So we don't have a whole lot of time to save the cat. I really, really want to see the cat saved. I hope most of you do as well. If you love animals, let's donate for that. Of course, you can tell me about your pets. You can tell me about your favorite runs of the event. You can tell me about just about anything. I'd love to see it in a donation. Chat is a bit divided about sparing this cat or not. Apparently, this cat was an evil wizard at one point in its life. It's been transformed into a cat in King's Quest 3. But you know what? This is King's Quest 5. Maybe this evil wizard has been redeemed by now. Maybe we should save this cat. I believe that we should save this cat. I'm sure all of you do as well. We're getting really close on that incentive, thanks to donations like $25 from Alice Ujasu, who says, "Good luck, David." And we have $200 to Nami from Sabra Messia. Excited to see my favorite baker cook this game. I thought I could walk right into a good joke here, but I turned instead, so it didn't trigger. Good luck. I know you're going to kill it out there. That has brought us $50 away from sparing the cat. Come on, everyone. I know we can do it. We can spare that cat. That donation also put us $111 away from $38,000. That'd be really cool to see. I think we could do that. That would be what? If I'm trying to do math here. If 4 people matched kirbymastah's $25 warp donation, we'd get there. And in fact, we have now passed 38,000. Thanks to $70 from an anonymous donor with no comment. Thank you so much for that generous donation to Nami. However, it does look like, oh, never mind. Spare banana has been met. We are going to be sparing the cat. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited. We're going to be sparing that cat. And while we're getting our next run set up, I'd love to take a moment to tell you all about one of our sponsors for this event. Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee in order to order with the mythical heat of dragon fire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Visit their website at www.dragonroast.coffee and enter the promo code RPGLB25 at checkout for 10% off your order. Plus, for every 10-ounce bag of coffee purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Additionally, you can purchase an exclusive RPG Limit Break tumbler available only for this event. This stainless steel dual-insulated tumbler will keep your brew of choice warm or cold all day, ready for wherever your adventure takes you. For every RPG Limit Break tumbler purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $15 to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. What are you waiting for? Get out there and feel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today. I've seen this tumbler. It's a beautiful tumbler, and I think it's an absolutely gorgeous design. Please go check them out. Even if you don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I do drink a lot of tea, though.